Okay, welcome. This is our HBCU Connect Palo Alto Networks event. We're super excited to have you all, this evening to learn more about Palo Alto Networks. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Will Moss. I'm the CEO of HBCUconnect.com. This is our very first event with Palo Alto Networks, so we're super excited to not only introduce you to the company, but also to learn more about the types of opportunities that they have. Whether they're internships for current students, whether they're jobs after graduations, and special hiring programs for recent grads. This is an excellent company with excellent opportunities. So make sure you not only pay attention to this evening's event because it is a live event, but also engage. So if you'd like to go ahead and introduce yourself in the chat, maybe drop what HBCU or what college you represent. If you're a part of a Greek fraternity or sorority, feel free to represent that. And feel free to introduce yourself by dropping your LinkedIn profile as well as a way to network with each other here in the chat. So if you like to do that, introduce yourself, definitely take advantage of this opportunity to network with the Palo Alto Networks team. We will have breakout sessions later on in the evening, but I wanted to just welcome everyone to the event and then hand it off to the Palo Alto Networks team to introduce themselves and the opportunities that they have available. So welcome everyone. Let's go ahead and get started. And with that, I'll hand it over to Perry Wright with Palo Alto Networks. Thanks.
So good evening, everyone. I am Perryman Wright. I'm an early talent recruiter here at Palo Alto Networks, and we're really excited to be here. This is our first HBCU Connect event. Definitely means a lot with me being a HBCU graduate. I am a graduate of Jackson State University, so any JSU current students or alumni, you'll get extra brownie points from me. But I am a go-to-market recruiter here at Palo Alto Networks, and go-to-market is just everything dealing with the sales of our products. That's pre-sales and post-sales. And I'll let my counterpart, Bree, introduce herself as well.
Perfect. Thanks, Perry. So yes, nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Bree. I'm one of the early talent go-to-market recruiters on the team. Everything, like I mentioned, go-to-market and G&A, specifically handling more of our sales type roles. So anything from our sales internships, our BDR Academy roles, and then also roles on the professional side too as well. I'm really excited to be here today. I've been with the company since December of last year, so been here a little bit of time. But yeah, I'm really excited to get to meet you all and share with a little bit about our company with you all.
So for today's agenda, we'll do a brief company overview and as well as the culture, and we'll lead into a product overview by Ivy Rivera. And from there, we'll lead into a panel discussion with Ivy and Mike Boswell, or a Q&A panel discussion. So our vision is a world where each day is safer and more secure than the one before. We want to secure the cloud, secure the enterprise, and secure the future. Our mission is to be the cybersecurity partner of choice, protecting our digital way of life. We protect tens of thousands of organizations across the cloud, networks, and mobile devices. We're the world's leading cybersecurity company. We protect 95 of the Fortune 100 companies, 9 of the Fortune 10 companies. We're number 1 in enterprise security. We have 18% year-over-year growth, and we're actually at 4.3 billion in revenue right now. And we also have over 85,000 customers in 150 countries. That means that we're constantly expanding and we're constantly searching for diverse talent to be a part of this expansion. So these are our values. A few years ago, our CEO, Nikesh, he actually got with the leadership team to discuss what Palo Alto's values should be, and they decided that they should let the employees actually vote on the values. So they sent out a survey pretty much asking, what Palo Alto meant to them, and this is what we came up with, or what they came up with. Disruption, we currently disrupt current standards to create new, more efficient ways of doing business. When we fail fast and move forward. Execution, we're committed to quality and simplifying our processes for our customers. Collaboration, we work together to achieve individual and collective goals. Integrity, we respect ourselves and we never cheat our values while achieving our goals. And inclusion, we allow everybody to be their authentic selves so that everybody can belong. And we also want to reflect our customers and the world in which we live. So now we'll talk about our LEAP new grad program, and every new grad from our academies will actually be a part of the LEAP new grad program. Right now we have 4 different academies. We have our Project Management Academy, PMA. We have our Unit 42 Academy. We have our BDR Academy, which is our Sales Academy. And we have our System Engineering Academy. And that's what Ivy and Mike will be speaking about later on in the session. But our LEAP new grad program is just a development program to transition students into the business world by learning time management, goals and milestones, setting up goals and milestones, learning about 401k, stock options, and much more. We want to build a community within our new grads to create connections with one another. We also, like to host social events. Sometimes you need to knock the steam off, from a long day work. So we will host social events like bingo, coworker feud, cahoots, virtual escape rooms, trivia, things like that. The new grad program is, well, actually, I'm sorry. That's all about the LEAP new grad program. Now, while we call it the LEAP new grad program, nobody actually knows, but we just I guess we're leaping it from college to corporate. So that's where that name stems from. But next, I'll take it to Bree to talk about our internship program.
Thanks, Barry. Love that you said leaping into, being a student to actually working in the professional world, because that's definitely, like Perry had mentioned, a lot of it is all about. So to kind of take a step back and talk about our internship program, our internship program is actually a 12-week program.
I'm coming.
Oops. We have 3 different start dates, so 2 in May and 1 in June, depending on when your semester or quarter ends of school. Basically, what our internship really entails, it's almost kind of like that LEAP program, but it's really helping you, really transition from being a student into potentially getting a full-time opportunity with us. We really do use our pipeline of students that come into our internship program to eventually convert them to full-time employees if you're following and doing everything that we see as successful. Again, kind of going back to those values as well, seeing that you correspond with our values too. Some of the great things about our internship program is that we do, kind of like Perry talked about as well, do offer that, blowing up the steam really takes away from the day-to-day responsibilities of your internship work. So we do different like coffee chats, we do different games such as bingo. I know something that the interns really did enjoy last year that we did almost like a speed networking where we had all the interns in different rooms and really just kind of had fun little questions. That way you weren't just, getting to know people just in your organization, but also at different organizations as well. So really kind of combining all of that. Something too to highlight as well, we do speaker series within this as well. We had our CEO actually talk to the interns and make it really more of an intimate setting and ask more of a Q&A. That's something too the interns really loved, and being able to, actually connect with him on a deeper level. For some of the internship roles that would be probably relevant towards this particular group today that we have posted on our website is our IT internship, R&D, and then incident response for our Unit 42 team. And then kind of like, oops. Oh, can you go back one slide, Perry? Thank you. Going back to, the values that we talked about, we are, definitely in an inclusive workplace where everyone is their authentic self. Individuals belong, connect, and realize their full potential. And together we thrive as a team. So an inclusive and diverse workplace reflects the world in which we live in. To be honest, I really do love the fact that this is one of our core values. Since my time here, not even myself, but also everyone else that I met here, everyone comes from a different background, and just really putting those ideas together and just hearing different points of view has only helped me grow potentially. And then also I know other people have grown as well. So I really do value that inclusive workplace, and really does reflect the work that we do put into here as a company. And I think this showcased a lot of us really, wanting to showcase our inclusive work environment, that we do have these employee network groups that you see on the screen here. These are all basically different employee network groups that you can join. You don't even have to associate with that group. You can be an ally, but it really is, making sure you come together and, wanting to, be able to communicate with other folks on the company. For example, a lot of these events especially in the virtual environment that we live in today, I know because I'm a part of the LGBTQIA plus group and also the Juntos group, I see different groups that pop up on my calendar of different happy hours, social events. So it really is a community that we are building here and wanting to focus and put front to showcase for you all today. And then did we want to go into have Ivy introduce herself so she can go over her product or?
Sure. Thank you, Bree. So hey everyone, I was writing in the chat, but ran out of time. My name is Ivy Rivera, Ivana, but friends call me Ivy. So I am actually a first generation college grad. So my parents are immigrants. So, I didn't have the best, I guess, the best footsteps to follow, right? I was kind of the first one to get in there, go to college and become an engineer. So I'm really excited to get to know more about your backgrounds as well. But right now I'm going to go over a portfolio overview of what our company has. So feel free to ping me or interrupt me if you have any questions. Mike, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself since you're on the screen as well?
Yeah, I can go ahead and do that, since I'm on the screen. Mike Boswell here, graduated from Morehouse College, did dual degree engineering. Actually have a physics degree and electrical engineering degree. Absolutely don't use any of it for my actual job here. Been at Palo Alto Networks since February 2020. Before that, I used to work for Boeing. Happy I made the shift, the change. Couldn't ask for anything better. 100% genuinely actually do like it here at the company. So that's why we're here today, because I'm hoping to get as many of you all here at the company as possible.
Amen to that. So Ivy, do you want me to let you stop sharing so you can share your screen?
Yeah, if you can, that'd be great. Okay, so a lot of people on the call. All right, so I'm just gonna hit present here. Okey dokey. Obviously, Palo Alto Networks is a cybersecurity company. So we're we've been developing, cybersecurity solutions since 2007. We started off as a next generation firewall company just because of the, shift from internet traffic. There's just so many new cloud applications, SaaS applications. It's hard to keep track of all of those. So we sort of built a next-gen firewall that can look at an application level versus just port and protocol. Because back in the day, you had applications that use different ports, and IT guys would, manage the firewall, kind of create policies based on port and protocols. And that worked back in the day because we had lesser applications. But these days, we soon figured out that there's multiple applications using the same port. So things like you use every day, HTTP, that uses port 80, port 443 is HTTPS. So they figured out that's the fastest way to get applications deployed. And so then we started, coming out with applications that run on HTTP and HTTPS. So it was harder to track just based on a port, right? Since there's so many websites that use the same protocol. Now we have to get creative. So that's why Palo Alto invented application ID to ensure that we have, complete visibility. We're able to inspect applications inspect all of those applications for any threats. So hopefully that makes sense. This firewall here is kind of like a brick. So we're inspecting, ports that can be allowed through. Otherwise, we're going to block it with the firewall. So it's super intuitive to learn. I mean, starting off, I took one computer networking class in college. I went to University of California, Santa Cruz, and coming into Palo Alto Networks, I didn't know much about cybersecurity. So the academy is a great starting point. Let's move on here. So these are just a few companies that we acquired throughout the years. In the yellow there are our firewall categories. So you'll see Zingbox, that's our IoT security solution. The blue one there is cloud. So if you guys are interested in computer science developers, that's our kind of like our pillar where we focus on machine learning, AI, getting more visibility into cloud workloads and things of that nature. And then we also have Cortex. So if you guys, you guys have laptops, they could be Mac or Windows, running Windows OS. We have solutions to sort of protect those endpoints and make sure that, there's no malware on them. There's no one, trying to get access to your files. So within the company, we've integrated multiple pillars. So Strata, Prisma, Cortex. From the SE perspective, you kind of have to, this role that I'm in is a customer facing role, and it's also a technical role, right? So you'll have to kind of manage, okay, are they looking for network security? Do they have anything in the cloud? Are they running anything on endpoints? Let me find out how we can help them live a more secure lifestyle, right? So that's what we typically talk to customers. It's a bunch of discovery that you want to do to make sure that they're protected. So the other one is Strata. So securing the enterprise. This is our firewall pillar. If you want to, ask any questions in the chat, feel free. You can come off mute as well if you have that power. But the way that firewalls are made are kind of based on three main things. So app ID, user ID, and content ID. So those are important because you want to be able to block applications. For instance, let's say you guys can't use Facebook at school, right? Or you can't use Snapchat at school. You can have the firewall detect that specific application. It doesn't have to be, port protocol. We can get really granular and say, hey, for all students, let's block Snapchat. So that's just one example. Again, we don't care what ports and protocols Snapchat uses because we have mechanisms to determine what the application is, what it looks like, so that we can get more control around it. Content ID, user ID, those are for installing threat signatures. So looking at, if you guys have heard of, incident response teams, security operations centers, those teams typically look for a threat intelligence database where they can search for hashes, get more info through there. So our content ID kind of patches it instantly on the firewall. So we're always inspecting traffic and user ID. So instead of showing IP addresses on a specific device, we'll be able to show you usernames based on Active Directory information. So I don't mean to get too technical, but that's, as an engineer, I feel like I'll always get technical. And within Palo Alto, there's multiple licenses as well. So there's different technologies that exist on the firewall. So if you guys have ever heard of VPN, we have that capability. You know, DLP, data loss protection, URL filtering, so any content filtering. I'm sure, you know, your universities have some form of a firewall that they're using today that has URL filtering. But yeah, let me go to the next slide. So this is our entire portfolio. I know it's kind of a lot to view here, but in general, this is everything that we offer services for. And then the next slide here kind of shows what our platform can do. So from a performance perspective, we can offer, you know, all across the board. So if you have a security infrastructure, you need to protect firewall, endpoints, cloud, you know, you need a DLP solution. We offer that in our portfolio versus having to go across selecting multiple vendors. We have a way of integrating all of these solutions together so that it's simpler. You have better capabilities, a more focused approach, and a more consistent approach as well. So this is the last slide here. So Palo Alto has been ranked the #1 firewall leader for enterprise network firewalls 9 times in a row. So 2020, we held the throne. I think 2021 should be testing. We should get results soon. But we, you know, we're a cybersecurity leader. We're continuing to allocate resources and R&D into the wider cybersecurity arena for secure access, service edges, the cloud, and so we really hope, you know, this was a helpful presentation for you. Are there any questions from any of the attendees so far?
So we have the candidates muted, but for our candidates, if you'd like to ask questions in the chat, there are some questions coming into the chat as well currently. But if you like, I can allow candidates to unmute.
Yeah. Let's see.
Hey, Will, I would suggest we unmute them. I think they're all responsible. We should be good to go.
Okay, to our candidates, if you guys want to engage early prior to our breakout sessions, feel free to turn on your video, and you also have the ability to unmute yourself. I would ask that you guys use the in Zoom, there's a feature called reactions. And if you click on that reactions feature, you can raise your hand. So like if you guys look at if you guys look at my video feed, here I am. I use the reaction feature to raise my hand. So to any of our candidates so far, if you have questions, go ahead and if you want to fire up your video, raise your hand to ask a question. Now, I did want to, how about I kick it off with a question for the folks that are there from Palo Alto Networks. So Ivy, what do your typical clients look like? So you went through the SC program, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then what are your, so I know it's enterprise level firewall, but what are some of the clients you've had to interact with, and what are their challenges?
Yeah, that's a great question. So some of the clients that we help are, well, right now I support state, local, and education type customers. So that's ranging from, you know, any school districts with 10,000 or less students, and then any cities with a population of less than 100,000. So I mean, the most fun part about being an SC is every call you get is going to be different. They'll have a different environment. You'll get to ask more questions. Some of them are, you know, very proficient in cybersecurity. Others, you'll have to kind of educate them on on the newest trends. So it's really never, you know, a stable, boring job. You're always learning, and that's what I like the most. So yeah, hopefully that helped answer that question.
Definitely. And I see another question, and then maybe we can allow Lewis to come off and mute. But the other question, I think that's probably a good overarching question for yourself or for Mike, is maybe to just talk about your experience going through the Systems Engineering Academy program. What was it like for you guys? And because one of the questions I see is, are there opportunities for entry-level cybersecurity professionals?
I mean, yeah, so I'm gonna be honest, right? Like when I first applied to Palo, I got denied like 3 times. Like I kept applying. I was like, bro, everybody I run into, they seem genuine, they truly love Palo. That's where I need to be. Like I need to go be working for someone, because like work is work. Like you're never going to 100% love everything you do. But if I could be around people I enjoy being around at a company I enjoy working for, and I enjoy to work, let's say like 85, 95% of the time, that's a win for me. So I was like, all right, I got to get in there. And no one likes to be on an interview and then the manager say like, hey, so would you consider this other opportunity? And you're like, damn, I didn't get the role, huh? Like, and that's kind of how I found out about the SE Academy. My growth and development through the SE Academy, like, you know, like to your question, Will, or to you calling out the question, Will, about the opportunities for early in career, as well as mid-career, are 100% abundant. Like here at Palo, like there is no shortage of opportunities. Like actually, I joke with Grace and her team and Perry and Armand and everybody all the time. Like you guys have a new recruiter every 6 weeks. Like I'm not sure. Like, and they're like, we're just trying to fill these roles. Like we have to go out and find people to fill the roles. Like there's so much growth, right? But then like my growth being as an SE was super cool because the number one thing I think I've attached to so far being an SE is our value of disruption. And a part of that value is to fail, right? Fail fast, fail hard, learn, and then keep going. A lot of you may be like me where, you know, your parents and school and everybody has kind of trained you to not make mistakes, right? You're like, I can't mess this up. I got to get this 100% correct. I got to know what's going on. And my journey through the program, through my growth and my development and being able to engage with customers and engage with my coworkers helped me understand that it's okay not to know everything. It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay to reach out and ask for help. You know, having people that I can ping in the middle of the day or in the morning or shoot a message at night and they get to it and they say, hey, I'll hop on a call with you. Let's talk about this. Let's go through this. Like, it's something to say about being at a company like this, in addition to just truly being in a role where you are customer facing. Because like, I'll be honest, I always said I wanted to like talk to people and be customer facing. And then you get on that first call and you're like, oh shit. like if they ask you something I don't know, I hope I don't make the company look like they don't know what they're talking about, right? Like, but then you get people on the call with you, right? And like you have you find out that like most of the time, no one wants you to fail. Right? Like everyone wants to see you succeed, right? You know, and I haven't had the opportunity to necessarily work with all the SEs on this call, but I will say like the ones that I have worked with, hands down, would be like super amazing. So I'll say that's been my experience so far. Actually, cool part is I wasn't even here for like Ivy. I think we weren't even here for like a full year before we got like our pay raise adjustments, right? Like, and then on top of that, like Ivy and I have been here just a little over a year, I think, what, 18 months now, a little bit more than that. And we've both received our promotions into new roles. There's just so much happening. It's such a fast moving company that these are just some of the different things I kind of want to highlight that, you know, being an SE is like one part, I believe, in terms of you being like a Palo Alto Networks employee. Like, because everyone has different roles, but like all the other stuff, I think, is what makes it fundamentally different than you working somewhere else.
So we've got a question from Lewis Lott. So Lewis, see if you can unmute.
All right. First of all, I want to thank you for the feedback. It's nice to know that people are very personable. I've been applying to certain positions. Excuse me. Just recently, I graduated from Delaware State University with my PhD in chemistry. And so transitioning to a different field has been really difficult for me. Just to let you know about my information security background, I am interested into working with other information security analysts. My work experience and skills in this area covers risk management, compliance, assessment and authorization, ATO package development, system security documentation, POL management, vulnerability assessment, security control assessment, and using other regulatory skills with this information. I'm wondering if there's opportunities for those seeking cybersecurity analyst opportunities in these particular fields. That's my question. Thank you.
I'm gonna say the short answer is yes. I don't know every opportunity off the top of my head, but I'm gonna say the short answer is yes. We are the #1 pure play cybersecurity company in the entire industry. We cover the endpoint, we cover the cloud, we cover the network, we cover automation, we cover attack surface management, we cover incident response, we cover SOC automation, SOC automation and SOC analysis, right? We have plenty of roles, and we have and I will say one of the best things that any of you can do, right? Because I'm sure that most of you that are here, if not all of you, are here because you're motivated, you're passionate, and you are qualified. And the question is what's the next step to be considered? Find those roles, connect with us, and make us aware of those roles as you apply and go through the process. So that is something that we can do on our end in terms of just making sure that, hey, things are being seen, things are being addressed. Not to say that they're not, but I'm just saying that, being here is giving you a leg up, right? Like you now have an in, you have someone you can connect with on LinkedIn and it's like, hey, thanks, I saw this opportunity, this is what it is, what's next, right? And then we can kind of connect with those teams and kind of say, hey, these are the things that they're looking for, because I'll give you a good example. And Grace, who's been here longer than most of us, she can tell you a lot of roles that we have here didn't exist 2 years ago, didn't exist 3 years ago, like my manager's current role did not exist, right? It just speaks to the volume of growth. So even if there's something you're interested in or a particular role that you're interested in that you may not see, that doesn't mean it may not be coming down the pipe, and it doesn't mean that it's not possible for the role to be created.
Okay, got you. Thank you, Mike. Is there a way I can get connected with you and the rest of the team afterwards on LinkedIn?
Yeah, we're going to do a follow-up. I'll let
Okay.
Perry speak to that towards the end. Perry and Bree, they have a pretty succinct way of giving that information. I don't want to misstep, but myself, Warren, Ivy, Jonathan, all of us here are more than happy to follow up.
Absolutely. And towards the end, we'll have Mike, Ivy, Warren's emails, myself, Armand, our emails listed for you guys to email us, or just go find us on LinkedIn and add us real quick. Everybody's name should be the same as it is on LinkedIn.
And Lewis, to your point, I'll even add, man, that, career transitions, especially here at Palo Alto Networks, is very possible. And congratulations to you coming from Delaware State. My wife went to Delaware State. I went to Bowie State, but guilty by association, I guess. Go.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
But I want to let you know, man, that career transitions are definitely possible here at Palo Alto Networks. I come from a marketing and communications background, and now I work with the early talent team and work in, community outreach and, underrepresented talent and engagement. So it's very possible. And I echo everything that Mike said. Just, definitely connect with us on LinkedIn, and, we can definitely continue the conversation.
Sounds good, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I saw some more questions in the chat, but to our candidates, if you have questions, feel free to use the raise hand feature here in Zoom, and then we can call on you to ask your question. But I'll continue to scan the chat as well for any additional questions.
mean, my man Aaron had his hand up at one point. He must have got his question answered. He was just, touching the button and didn't know what he was doing. I don't know. You still there, Aaron?
No, I'm still here, man.
All right.
So like I didn't want to be disrespectful. 'Cause I know you said show our face or whatnot, but I'm currently in the spot where I cannot show my face, but I can still talk about it if y'all allow me to talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, but no, I definitely had a lot of questions because I was so eager. I'm a senior. I'm a major computer science. Like I said, I'm the pole mark for my chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I also just got enlisted to the South Central Palms Vice Pole Mark for 50 chapters. So I got a lot of connections. However, my next goal or my next steps is where I'm going to be for my career, which is computer science. I do have insights of building websites. I did a partnership with ASU over the summer. I also got a marketing side of me as well. I did a partnership down there in Utah, Salt Lake City, this past summer, in Salt Lake City for marketing internships as well. But I just don't know, like, I'm just like all over the place. I really want to be successful, so I'm just like trying to like weigh my options out of like this opportunity as well, if that makes sense. Cause I really want to be, I want to do coding. I want to do like computer science, coding, program or whatnot. But I don't know what's the next steps, if that makes sense.
So we've got there's another, I call him the other Mike B. We have another person who heads up like our technical side, who does a lot of recruiting, who also, I'm not going to give out any information, but Grace probably could speak to that. He also does a lot of the recruiting on our technical side. So like our engineering side, our coding and developer side, right? So there's a different pieces, like pretty much anything you can think of that you want to do, we do it here. The question is trying to figure out where those roles are and what those roles do, and then making sure that what you actually want and what we actually offer marry, right? So I think the biggest thing that I can say is, now that we obviously know what some of your interests are. Grace had posted a link in the chat about the jobs that exist at Palo Alto Networks. First, take a quick look there. I want everyone to take a quick look there, and like, I'm pretty sure most of you can find 2, if not 3 jobs that you're interested in. Bookmark, find those jobs, apply for those jobs. Then let us know. If you don't see something you don't know, I mean, especially still follow up with us. I mean, if you don't see something that you really like, especially follow up with us, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's email, because we may be able to still coach you through the process, because we may still know of some things that are coming down the pipe, right? So not every single requisition is posted at the same time. Things are done in waves and in batches so that the company can, obviously stay in momentum and growth.
And then just to add to that too as well, Mike, when you do apply through our company website, please be sure to add in the little note section that you attended this event. That way we could see it on our end and we know that you were here. We already connected with you, hopefully after this event as well. So just make sure to add that too.
And another thing, thank you. And another thing is, I was on the website and I also tried to look at for the internships for Dallas, Texas. I didn't really see any. It was more so like Cali or anything in that nature, but I didn't really see that many for like Dallas, Texas.
That's why
Yes,
I have
I'm
my
gonna
hand
tap you.
raised, because I want to.
Okay.
Mike has great advice. That's absolutely what you should do if all of our roles were posted. But unfortunately, we haven't posted all of our roles yet. And specifically, Aaron, to your interest, we have about 75 to 80 technical internships that have not been posted yet. So we hope to get So we hope to get those positions this week. I would not have imagined when we planned this event that our recs wouldn't be posted by now. So we've had a little late start to getting everything onto our website. I won't bore you with the details of converting to a new career site and what that has entailed. I promise they're coming. We will follow up with everyone on this event. As long as you've registered and we have your information, we're going to send you some kind of secret postings, right? Some private postings that you can apply directly to some of our technical and non-technical roles. And we'll know that you came from this event through that way. But if you find anything on the professional side, right? So this team that's talking today is mostly early talent. meaning we focus on interns still currently in school, so active
Right.
students that are looking for internships, but the new grads or early talent individuals who are maybe about to graduate, just graduated, or graduated within the last 2 years. That's kind of our sweet spot. But we have positions all the way up to obviously senior leadership, right? So if
Right.
you are on the call and have that interest, go to the career site, those will be there. So
Okay,
Aaron,
Danny.
pop your LinkedIn in the chat if you haven't already, so I can add you to the list. But we'll definitely take down your information and circle back with you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Looks like we got a few more
So I
hands
just-
up. I'm sorry.
Hey, well, I was just going to do a quick check-in really quickly. Just want to check with the team if you guys want to do a full audible, or did you guys want to do the panel portion, for a few minutes and then kind of jump right into our breakout groups. That way, I want to make sure people get many people are able to get their questions out.
Yeah, I think we can lead into a panel discussion for the next 10, 15 minutes and then break out into the breakout rooms.
So don't forget your questions, everybody. Like those who have your hand raised, like
Hold 'em.
Michaela, I see you. Don't forget your question.
All right, so I guess I'll start it off. I guess my first question will be, what's different about working for Palo Alto Networks as compared to some of the other places that you've worked? I guess Mike, you can start it off.
Yeah, I got a quick answer. And I kind of alluded to it earlier, and then I kind of want to tap Warren on the shoulder too. I like Warren. I'd like for you to give your perspective too. And guys, just in case if you don't know, like if you have any issues with Palo, it's probably Warren's fault. We're just going to put that on record. I'm not really sure what happened here. But like everywhere I've worked, I've interned at Lockheed Martin, at GE, Pratt and Whitney. I've worked at Boeing. I would say I've never felt like I've worked somewhere where the team and the culture was truly reflective of what I wanted. I'll say I've always felt like I needed to walk a tightrope or code switch or do certain things where I wasn't allowed to be my full self at work, right? And now that I am here, I've told my manager flat out, like, the times he's frustrated with like some of the things that maybe his boss is asking him to do, I'm like, just let me know. Like, I'll go knock on his door. Like, I'll go fight that fight for you. It's so weird to be somewhere, in my opinion, where like everyone gives a shit about you, like, and everyone's trying to make sure you succeed. And then you get to a point where it's kind of like, yo, when we talk, it's like we actually talk. Like, we have sessions like where we're supposed to have team meetings, and like 20 minutes at a team meeting is like catching up about what everyone did this past weekend or what everyone did last night when they were watching Netflix. So I have to say the biggest thing is just coming into a culture and having a team that had not only surface level diversity, but beyond surface level diversity that truly reflected what I expected to see in the future of corporate America. How about you, Warren?
Well, Mike, I would agree. I would use an analogy, not an analogy, but yeah, I would consider this like the 96, 97 Bulls, right? Everybody on the team's an all-star. Everybody literally is an all-star on the team. So when you part of an organization that does what it executes upon at such a high level, all you can do is raise your game. And then like what Mike said, the team itself, because not only will you come on board, but you're going to be part of a team, part of a group. It's really about edification, right? It's about making you a better person, making you a better employee, and with our E&Gs, this is the first place. And I've been a lot of places, but this is the first place where the E&G truly embodies what the E&G is supposed to be made for, right? So to really come here and be your authentic self. I've been in places where, hey, a lot of us will come in the door and then we try to be somebody else, right? Because that's what we thought we had to do, right? This is the first place where you can be who you are as soon as you come in the door. And then not only that, we're going to be asking for more of yourself and your perspective on the business overall. One thing I want to say before we break out is that shoot your shot. I know I've been on the other side. It's been a long time since I graduated from college, but I've been on the other side. You're never going to find a candidate that matches every requirement, right? No one, I've never had, I had hired a lot of people, but nobody matches everything, right? So if there's something that you're interested in, and let's say you match one or two of the requirements, put your name in the hat, right? Again, I think Jordan said is that you miss every shot you don't take, right? So please put your name in the hat. And then I'll leave you with this. We're a pure play, right? There's no company that's better at what we do. Nobody. So now going back to the league, this is like the NFL, right? Or NBA. We got all-stars here, but we're recruiting, we get rookies, we draft, we put other pieces, and we continue to build the organization up for a dynasty. So I think this is the greatest gig since sliced bread, and I'm talking about the sales engineering role or systems engineering role. There's a lot of things that we do to help protect organizations, countries, state, local education, and careers, right? When people make decisions on your technology, you're going to ride with them to make sure that they're taken care of. I just think that this is sales engineering. I've been doing it for 20 something years. It is definitely lucrative. Anything that's customer facing, anything that is responsible for turning the lights on in your company makes the most money. So I love folks that have that opportunity to get in front. Obviously we need people behind us in support of us, but if you're not in sales, not say if you're not in sales, sales organizations make the most money for that organization. Why? Because they keep the lights on. So I know that, there was a couple, I guess comments on other jobs. I can't tell you about other jobs other than sales engineering or my Air Force days. But I will tell you this, I made more money in sales engineering than probably most VPs at other companies. I've had a greater network than a lot of people. And, and if someone picks up the phone and calls me and say, hey, I need help with something, they know that if they work with me somewhere in the past that I got them or my team has them. So sales engineering, that is what I am champion. If you love technology, you have a gift of gab, and you have a personality, that's it. Let's go.
That was amazing, Warren. Thank you. I was going to ask, I don't think we really touched on what the SE Academy is, what your day-to-day would be, and how it's so amazing. We have interview days coming up in the next couple of weeks for our next cohort of SE Academy grads. Starting salary, everyone gets 100K. It's an 80-20 split, right? Keep me honest, kids. 80-20, right?
Yeah.
70-30, 80-20? 70-30. Sorry, Jeff.
It's 70-30, but
70-30. But your 30% variable is just based on KSOs, you're doing your readings, doing your demos, actually participating, right? So no matter where you're at in the country, these cohorts are going to be relocated to Plano, Texas, or in Fargo, North Dakota. We have a Fargo cohort starting in February, but our Plano cohort starts next August. So for those of you graduating next summer, right, and looking for your first full-time opportunity, like Warren said, if you have a personality, right, you like talking to people, you went into technology to be more of that conduit between the solutions and the builders, this is a great role for you. And if you like making a lot of money, it's also a great place for you. If you build the product and sell the product, you're definitely making the money. If you sell the culture like we do this out of the love of helping students like yourselves, not the money or the titles, but collectively we build and we sell and we create an amazing culture in between all of that to support this amazing workforce that we have. And within this SE Academy, you get complete support from day one. Like Mike said at the beginning, we want you to be successful. So this is the path to our field sales SEs. This is how we've designed the next generation of our workforce, is through this academy and through examples like Mike and Ivy that have made it to the field within less than 2 years of coming, right? Keep me honest here, this is off the fly. Less than 2 years of coming here, they're already in the field, meaning they are on the fast track to helping customers, closing deals, and getting very large checks. So this is an amazing opportunity, amazing company. Those of you that want to do product development, that want to do HR, that want to do marketing, right? Whatever your passion is, we have it. We have about 220 internships to fill for next summer. We have new grad roles as well across our entire business. So the nice thing is, yes, we're here pitching the SE Academy because it's amazing. Oh, Cordell, you're here too. Sorry, there's lots of SE grads on here. You're all special and wonderful. And you know, we have it here. So apply, put your LinkedIn in the chat, definitely respond to our follow-up messages. But I think there's more in store for you, but I just wanted to make sure that that's really clear, that this is an opportunity to join a customer-facing role in a pure play cybersecurity company. We build and sell, right? And so that's what's really cool. You can do engineering and you can do the technical sales. I'll stop now.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Grace, for highlighting all that. Did someone actually from the panel maybe want to highlight a little bit of their experience in the SE Academy, just to kind of share a little bit more insight and their experience as well? Definitely would want to open up the floor for anyone to share.
I mean, I was, me and Ivy, we they call us the OGs. We were part of cohort 1. Like, we were the first cohort to come in, like, as the OGs. We were the canaries in the mines, right? Like, we were navigating, going through, figuring out, hey, these are areas of improvement that we see within the academy that we think like would definitely make a long lasting impact, right? So, for us, right, and it's a little bit similar but different for Cordell, and a little bit similar and different for Hamali, because we're all in different phases. I believe Mike's on this call too. But like, at least for cohort 1, what I could say was, it starts off like your first 90 days, it almost feels like you're in school. It's kind of weird. It's like, you're just paying me to like do digital learning and have instructor-led courses and just like actually learn stuff. And they're like, yeah. And you're like, what's the catch? And they're like, nothing, just go learn it. like your first 90 days is literally just going to go like learn, like having as many resources put in front of you as possible, right? Learn as much as you can, right? At least for cohort 1, that's what it was. Our second 90 days was, okay, you've learned it, now apply it. Hey, internally, let's practice some one-on-one sessions. Like, how would you pitch this to a customer? How would you engage a customer, right? What are some things you might want to think about? And then our third set of 90 days was kind of like, hey, you're now in the business, go talk to customers. You have learned, you have applied, now go do, right? And then ever since then, we've just kind of rotated, covering different segments of the business, because we have a large array of customers in terms of sizes and complexity. Cordell or Hamali, you guys want to give your opinion on your different experiences?
Yeah, go ahead and add some things. Yeah, like Mike mentioned, I'm part of cohort 2. So not the OGs, but like to think that Mike took all of the, brunt force bad things, and I got kind of the paved path, I guess. But yeah, overall experience has been great. I know there's a lot of people in the chat that have been mentioning, like, I don't have a cybersecurity background. Is that important? It's not important. I didn't have a cybersecurity background either. I graduated with a degree in computer science. And I also was a little bit worried and concerned about, transitioning into a role that's cybersecurity based. Same with networking. I didn't have a huge networking foundation, but that's what the academy is here for. For those first 90 days, I would say maybe even longer, you're going to get that foundation. You're going to get the networking foundation, the cybersecurity foundation. And as long as you're willing to put in the effort and learn, then you will make it really far in the academy. Another important thing that Mike mentioned was, failing fast and failing hard. Those are really great learning opportunities that you'll have. And so, yeah, highly suggest the academy.
All right, so I'll ask the next question. Since, for the academy, everyone selected would have to relocate, can you guys tell us, what it was like to relocate to your current city or state?
First and foremost, I'm born and raised from Philly. I'm a diehard Eagles fan. Moving to Texas was trash. You know what I'm saying? It was horrible where all these like Cowboys fans who all of a sudden
Hey,
decide
I
like they
can
want
I
to
can
show up.
respect that.
That's what's going on, Lewis. You know, that's my guy, right? Like, you know, it's, you know, you get around all these Cowboys fans, you're like, okay, you guys want to be happy this year or whatever, I guess. You know, so it was kind of trash at first, and then I adjusted, right? I think the biggest thing about and I do this a lot with my siblings now, take that opportunity. I've spoken to a lot of different VPs at different companies, a lot of different directors. I've been fortunate enough to have some mentorship. Doing the things that other people don't want to do, or branching out and taking the roles that people may be hesitant to take, or going to locations that may not be as attractive as, let's say, your LA or New York City. Remember, you're not doing this for your whole life. You're doing this to get to a point. If you take those risks and you take those opportunities, you'll find that so many doors open for you, and people start tapping you on the shoulder and say, hey, we want you to do this. Don't worry about applying. We'll post a rec internally, but we want you to do this, right? And when it comes to like relocating, I know a lot of us have angst, right? Because either we've never been away from home, or I don't know nobody out there, or that's not where the party at. They ain't got no brunch scene. I don't know what's going on. It's all different. But what I can tell you is, if someone told you, hey, you can start off making 100K and you're only going to go up from there, and we're only asking you to be out here for 18 months, and then you can apply to go anywhere else in the country and do the same role for even more money in a different location, sounds like a deal or a bargain to me. That sounds like, all right, 18 months, whatever. I'll do that for 18 months, right? So just keep that in mind if you do have any concerns about relocating, right? I know some locations may not seem as attractive, but I've enjoyed it since I've been here a lot. Since I've been here, I know Ivy, not to put you out there, but Ivy goes home a lot. Like, she's like, dude, Texas is cool, but I'm from San Diego. I'm going back to the nice weather. I'm on the beach, you know, just hang out with my family. Cordell goes back home to Colorado, you know, but I don't think any of us have been here where, you know, to say that like we hate our relocation, right? Like, half of our team is in Fargo right now and they're enjoying it. Technically, their office is a little bit more fun and better than ours in Plano. Not to pull any punches.
And not to totally steal your thunder here, Mike, but didn't you just accept another role in Texas?
Yeah, I did. Well, look,
Okay.
I was like, I'm here now. I don't want to relocate again. I was like, you know, Texas is cool. So yeah, I took my new role for more money. Obviously, is going great, and I am actually still here in Plano, Texas.
Yeah, is anyone on the call local to Dallas? I know Will supports the Cowboys.
Yes, I am here in Dallas, Texas. My name is James O'Connor.
Oh, hey, James. Awesome.
I'm in northern Louisiana. I'm like maybe 2 or 3 hours away.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so my name's Zachary Jackson. I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. So.
Oh, nice. You're close. Arlington. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, if you guys do end up applying, our office is in Dallas, Texas, specifically Plano. It's a great office. I mean, there's plenty of room for all of you guys. There's like hardly anyone ever in the office. But yeah, I moved from out of state, and it did take adjusting to the Texas environment, because I'm from California. But I really liked it. The one thing I liked the most about Dallas is, you know, the people, the coworkers you're gonna meet. Like Mike said, everyone's super welcoming. They're willing to help you. So definitely reach out to us. Any Palo Alto you see on the call, feel free to reach out to us. I can help with the interview process, because I know, you know, applying is kind of half the battle, but where you'll, you know, get kind of hired is from that interview process. So I can definitely give you tips on that. So yeah, welcome everyone.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ivy. Perry, did we want to start doing the breakout rooms now?
Yes, we can start with the breakout.
Perfect. So yeah, for all the other questions everyone else has, save those because you're definitely going to have some more of that intimate kind of session to be, answering those questions and getting those questions answered for you.
Richard, you can ask your question first in whichever breakout room you're in.
There you go.
Okay, so thank you. I really enjoyed every conversation, everything everybody was saying. I mean, you guys are really, really inspiring. So a quick question from my own side is I'm an international student. So I did computer science and information technology, and I graduated in December 2019. And after then, I've been working with a consulting firm called Truck Technology. I've been in the cloud space for a while. And before coming to the United States, I have a lot of experience on data center stuff, setting up all the servers, HP, Dell, and racking and every other stuff, Cisco routing and switching and all that. So, but when I came into United States, I did my master's and got this job. I get introduced to the cloud, and that's why I start dealing with AWS, Azure, and the rest of them. So I'm just curious, like, is there any kind of opportunity that I can feed into your organization? Because I see what you guys have been talking about is more on the sales part, on the managerial part, the control and all that. So I didn't really pick any kind of area of cloud computing, and being my status, can that work with the academy?
So I'm probably going to, oh, Grace hopped off. I just saw the message. So I would defer to Bree or Perry, kind of, if you guys have the answer around visas and Palo's approach. But as far as like a cloud goes, we have a whole pillar called Prisma Cloud that focuses on cloud. We have we do everything from containers to virtualized firewalls to I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm so drawing a blank right now. Please don't tell my manager. Yeah, yeah, we do a lot in the cloud, right? I mean, we protect all the big three, AWS, Google, GCP. We do support Alibaba. We support Oracle Cloud and IBM. I think as of last summer, their cloud. So we are very much in the cloud space from a developer standpoint, as well as a network security standpoint. A lot of different opportunities to be at the company, to either be on the dev team, maybe building out these solutions, or be on the sales team selling the solutions, or even be in different areas or different focuses within Prisma Cloud. Go ahead, Bree.
And then, yeah, to answer more of the visa status, for those more technical roles, you will find some of them do offer visa sponsorship. Some of them aren't going to, but yeah, just kind of like we would have been saying, just apply to each one and we'll be able to steer you to the right direction on where to go to find you the right position that does offer that.
So Richard, actually, when you look on the careers page under the research and development, all research and development positions, they do offer visa sponsorship. But I don't believe any technical positions outside of R&D sponsor for visas.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, Will, we can go ahead and break out.
Breakout rooms.
Okay, so to all of our candidates, we're gonna go ahead and open up the breakout sessions or breakout rooms, I'm sorry. And so what I really want you guys to take advantage of, so the whole point of having the breakout rooms is so that you guys can engage and ask questions on a more intimate level and more of a one-on-one, and also introduce yourselves. You can turn on your video. You can utilize your audio in the breakout rooms as well. So the breakout rooms are going to be organized and led by some of the different team members here from the Palo Alto Networks team. So room 1 will be Ivy. Room 2 will be Mike Boswell. Room 3 will be Cordell. Room 4 will be Himali. Room 5 will be Warren. And room 6 will be Michael O from the Palo Alto Networks team. So Himali, we didn't get the chance to introduce you. So if you'd like to introduce yourself and the role that you play at Palo Alto Networks.
For sure. So hi everyone, my name is Himali. I'm currently located in the Fargo Academy. I'm in cohort 3, and I'm from New Jersey. And I just wanted to echo what Mike was saying, that here coming from college, right, you have the mentality that you don't want to fail, but here at Palo, like, I guess we don't encourage failing, but it's like, if you fail, that's okay, because we have the resources and the support to help back you up and get you back onto the right track. And that's just something I really enjoy here at Palo.
Awesome. Okay, so welcome Himali, and to all of the breakout room participants. We appreciate you guys. So I'm going to open up the breakout rooms to our candidates. You can choose the room that you like to go into, but if you find yourself in a room that has more than like 8 or 9 people, feel free to jump into a different room where there may be less people so that you have more of a chance to engage and ask questions. So you all will be able to select the breakout rooms by clicking the breakout room button here within Zoom. And then I'm going to hang out in the lobby so that if there's anyone that's maybe calling in or dialing in, I can automatically move you into the breakout rooms. Or if anybody has any trouble getting into a breakout room, just let me know and I'll assign you to one of the rooms. All right, so we're going to open all the rooms. And you guys can start joining the room. So of course, to the Palo Alto Networks team, please join the room that has your name on it so that you can participate. And then yeah, everybody go ahead and take advantage, ask questions, introduce yourselves, and have some great conversations. Mike, I'm gonna move you into your room.
Appreciate it. I was like, "Man, where's the button?"
Yeah.
I was like, I use this for a living and I can't find out the button.
Yeah. Hey, Will, I'm having difficulty getting in my room.
Okay, I got you. Let me see.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Warren, there you go.
Thank you.
No problem. And if anybody else needs help jumping into a room, just let me know. Cordell. Chanel, let me go ahead and move you into the room.
LinkedIn.
Want to get those last words recorded, but did anybody else want to add anything from the Palo Alto Networks team, Ivy or Mike?
I just want to add, I know LinkedIn was brought up. I know it's not up here, but feel free to email me. I think email is a better way to contact me than LinkedIn, since, you know, there's those recruiters that are always putting messages on LinkedIn and you kind of ignore them. So that kind of gets lost. So yeah, feel free to message me via email. I think that's the fastest way. And I just want to thank everyone for spending their, you know, Wednesday evening with us and learning more. I know you learn enough at college. So yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Dang. But no, like for real, appreciate y'all. Always glad that y'all took the opportunity to come out and talk to us. I'm a firm believer in word of mouth. So if you've truly enjoyed this session and this engagement, you know, please let Will know. Please reach out to us. Please stay in contact with us. I 100% mean it. Our number one goal, the reason why we're here today, is to get as many of you through the door as possible. You heard Grace mention some of the numbers, right? 220 internships, full-time offers, 85% given, 91% conversion rate, all that type stuff. Full-time positions, you know, you might not have seen my post, but like I believe it was in 2019, we were 7,000 employees. We're almost 12,000 employees. It's only 2021. You know, to have your CEO come out publicly on CNBC and also come out to the company and say, yeah, no one's getting laid off as a result of COVID. Tell me how many other companies did that, right? So when I tell you we actually care about our employees, we legitimately care about our employees. And I think Palo Alto Networks is one of the best kept secrets right now. until it's no longer a secret. So get in where you fit in, man.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Okay, so hey, that just about concludes it. But if everybody wants to turn on their video, let's get a group screenshot. And then Perry, if you want to shut down the slides, we can get everybody's smiling faces real fast. And then I can share this screenshot with the Palo Alto Networks team. But wanted to thank you guys. We can't do these events without you as our candidates, and also the Palo Alto Networks team. We can't do these events without you. So for you all to take the time out, for a lot of you this after hours, it means a lot to us, and we really appreciate it. And this allows us to continue to bring these types of opportunities to more and more diverse candidates. So thank you guys for being here. So let's go ahead and get this screenshot. Everybody say cheese. There we go. There we go. You got the peace sign. There we go. All right. I want to thank everybody for joining us. We really appreciate you guys taking out the time. As you guys can see, the team, this is like one of the first times we've ever had an event where they shared email addresses at the event. So if you guys have follow-up questions, want to share your resume, that kind of thing, use but do not abuse. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Will, real quick, can you put the emails back up? I'm sorry. I promise you, I won't bombard your email addresses.
I also had a comment on that. Will, would it be possible to paste those emails in the chat for easier access? It's up to you guys, though.
I can paste them in the well.
Or just take a photo of them.
I got it. Here. Let's see. Chat. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Okay, no problem. Thank you all for joining us. Everybody have a great evening. Take care and look out for the next Palo Alto networking event coming up in the first quarter of next year. Thanks, Armand. Thanks to the Palo Alto Networks team. To our candidates, have a good evening.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you guys so much for your time.
Take care.
Thank you. All right, take care, everyone.
All right, bye-bye.